Generative Fill is the most used AI tool in Photoshop, and it gives us the option to generate objects, backgrounds, textures, whatever, by using optional text prompts. So it's a classic text-to-image tool, and it works with all kinds of image styles. So it adapts what's already there or what you describe. And yeah, it speaks over 100 languages so far. So it's not necessary that you type in those prompts in English. To show you what Generative Fill does and how to use it and how endless the possibilities are, I would like to use an example. And yeah, you can use any picture. I chose this picture I took on a job in Slovenia. First of all, if you don't see those buttons here, you have to double check if the window is activated. To do so, go to Window and check if the contextual taskbar is activated. This is also a new thing, so maybe if you updated your Photoshop version, maybe it's not activated, so make that sure. Okay, to start, I need a plan, and my plan is to change that house, for example. Maybe I want to use that picture for a different reason, and I don't want to see such an old little barn. Maybe I want to see a really modern type of home in here. And if I would try to do that by hand, I needed to search for a house which looks like I want, and it also needs a pretty similar perspective and needs pretty similar lighting, and then I need to isolate that and put it into the image, and it takes a lot of steps to make it look natural. So this would be a really complex task to do, but AI tools make that way easier for me. So first of all, I select the area I want to change. To do so, I select the lasso tool, and I can make a rough selection. Actually, it's not necessary that you make a pretty accurate selection. So it would be enough if I say, okay, those two peoples, they need to stay. But so here I'm pretty careful, but now I can be pretty rough, and I can also say the house needs to be a little bigger. So I also select this area up here, and this will be my selection. Then the contextual taskbar gives me the option to use Generative Fill. So I click here, and now there is a field where I can type a text prompt. And this text prompt is optional. So actually I don't have to type anything, but in most cases Photoshop removes the object then. So we can try that out. Just click generate, and then we always need to wait a little. After a while, it did his thing, and we see, like I said, the object is gone. Most of the time, it's pretty good, and it's better than using the content-aware fill option. So this could also be a use case, but maybe I don't want to remove it. Like I said, my plan was to replace it with another kind of house. So I redo that, and I click Generative Fill again, and I try to describe what I want to see. For example, modern house with wooden elements. But it could also be German or French or Spanish or whatever language you're talking. So I type that in, and you can also use different attributes to describe it. Try to avoid using words like change, replace, delete, edit, whatever, and start describing what you want to see. So I type that in and click generate. So it takes a while again. And now we have our result. It looks kind of weird because I think he tried to add a car in here. Maybe he had some reference image where this happened. But yeah, this is not the only option we got. because here in the properties window, make sure you have the properties window selected as well, which is right here. He gives us 3 variations, and he gives us 3 variations every time we use the generated fill option. So I can click generate again to get 3 more variations. But we can also like define that prompt if we're not completely happy with the result. We can say, for example, modern house with wood and glass elements or something. Wood and glass elements. And then it's a little more accurate maybe, and we can click generate again. And you see right here that he loads 3 more variations for us. Okay, let's see what we got. This is a little different. Actually, I think this is pretty good. So I take this. And what I meant with it's all non-destructive is that Photoshop gives us a new layer and also a mask. So I can deselect this to show what's under it, and I can reselect it here. And it just replaces that area we selected, and we can always change to a different variation he created. So this is all saved in that layer. If you want to edit this layer to adjust it or to retouch it, if you're not completely happy with the result, which is the case most of the times, I would say, then you can of course do that, but Photoshop then asks you to rasterize it. And then of course you lose the option to switch the variation. But yeah, you can do that, and then you can, for example, like retouch those things here on the roof, and do whatever you want. Yeah, and that's basically how to use the generative fill option. So it's not that hard. Of course, you can add more layers if you want to generate more objects in that image, just by selecting a new area and type in the next prompt. But yeah, I can say it's a lot about trial and error to get to know that and to learn what kind of prompts to use to get the results you want to see.